once again, people, and welcome to yet another episode of Marvelous Monstrosities and Devilish Designs! This time around, we're checking out the Scott's Quake C DM enhancements. So, this is mostly made by the Scott, but really it's a massive compilation involving a lot of different random Quake C hacks, and some many different new enhancements that makes a total package that he hopes he will be able to continue to add to and refine. So yeah, lots of different stuff and whatnot. So anyway, you basically just get a bunch of different chaoticness thrown together into one big giant thing. It's a compilation modification, essentially. Yeah. With that in mind, let's actually see what exactly we're in for, because we have so much to really look into, and, well, only a limited number of time whereby the universe won't implode on us. So, we're in Quake. Looks pretty simple. I shot my shotgun, nothing changed. I shot my axe, nothing changed. Okay. So, if we bind, say, let's do bind, let's try Impulse 20. Bind H, Impulse 20. Then we do an Impulse 9. And basically what I just did is essentially gave weapons an alternate mode. They basically have all different alternate modes except for the shotgun. So H basically is a different mode. So instead of shooting a wide shot, you shoot a narrow shot at its alternate mode. So yeah, Impulse 20 basically does the alternate mode fire of it. So here's like normal, you shoot nails. With the alternate, you shoot the flare. And that's just standard flare. We've seen flares to death. But now it's able to be shot from a nail gun. As you see, it costs 3 nails. Just like this costs 4 shells. So let's see here. But yeah, basically everything but the axe, the shotgun, and the thunderbolt have an alternate fire mode. They generally use more ammo and have a longer fire delay. So, yeah, essentially what this one's made to be is essentially done like a sniper rifle. The sniper rifle delivers a blast nearly twice as powerful as a double-barreled shotgun and a single bullet, technically termed a slug. With this addition, the super shotgun is now balanced for both mid and far range. However, it takes a long time to reload, it costs more shells, and requires very accurate aiming. Yeah, it takes a while to shoot between shots. So if we go down here and say we go to E2M1, I want some variety. And this is the best variety I got. We need more variety in these maps, people. Anyway, let's see here. Peekaboo! So you see, very overpowered if you snipe them on target. Very terrible sniper rifle in the fact that, yeah, you don't even really need to zoom in, you just need to like aim out, and you get basically the ability to just decimate something in one shot. It's like, see that enforcer up there? Zoom in to make it easier, and there we are, one shot dead. Now it said the flare is the flare, based on previous flares. Yeah, he tried to make one, but he messed up with the wrong file, so we just used his and added sticky code. Confused? Anyway, it basically fires a fast-moving flare that brightens up for a short while before eventually dimming and then eventually going out. If the flare impacts a player or monster, it will stick into their flesh and light them up for all to see, making a fine target for jokes and bullets. So let's see here, if we try and shoot it to like you see, now he's glowing. You lit up a monster enforcer! As you see, now he's just visible to the world. There he is, now we have the dog lit up. Seems the dog outran that. There we are. Now we'll run with him. As you see, if he moves too fast, you can like evade the flare. But if you don't, you get stuck to you and you light up for eternity. Or at least for a little bit. Okay, so that's the alternate mode for that. As you see, the alternate modes are just basically the new weapons, all that. Okay, next alternate weapon, our lengthy list of alternate weapons. Because we have a bunch, of course. Because each weapon has an alternate mode, you see. Instead of just a regular super nail gun, we get the super-powered fireball bullet. Takes 5 nails. So yeah, it's based on bomb sets. Basically, it's a fast-moving missile that will explode if it contacts on a solid surface. If a fireball makes contact with a player or monster, it will set them aflame for several seconds, usually burning them to death unless they find a body of water to extinguish the flames. The fireball will not fire underwater, and its radius damage is weak compared to rockets. Not really sure if going in water saves you yet, though. That's kind of one of the problems. So as you see, it just like eats away their flesh. Not sure if you can hit yourself with your own rockets and set yourself on fire. Because you see anything else, it just like rips apart their health. You know, I'm really curious how overpowered this would be. I'd say E4M7. What I'm curious about is, say I face off against a Shambler with one of these bullets. I'm going to shoot at a Shambler. Took about like 5 or so. Let's see here. That was 4 right there. So it takes about 5, so 25 nails. As opposed to if you try and shoot a Shambler this way, and say you did 25 nails, what's 25 nails? That would basically be 90. We already just passed 90. You see, it takes a lot more nails that way versus if you did it the other way. So, yeah. That is basically your fireball. Okay, next is the gym mine. Basically based on proximity mines. So yeah, firing this will toss a chunk of gyms that will bounce off any player or wall. It's a perfectly camouflaged mine that arms itself the instant it touches the ground. Once armed, any enemy that has detected its radius will explode with 0.1.5 times that of a normal grenade, and scatter fragments in every direction in a flat plane. Yoo-hoo! So as you see, it just like drops a bunch of chunks everywhere. So that's that. All it basically does is throw a bunch of chips everywhere. The mine will explode on its own after 2 minutes. This weapon has no disadvantage other than it costs 5 rockets. Okay, so that's that. Okay, we also got the homing rockets, which has no modifications, as basically the stand homing rockets you've seen a million times. On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer, on Vincent, on Comet, on Cupid, on Thunder, on Blitzen. There we are. Now let's see. It's also explode after 2 minutes. We've already passed 1 minute, so, yeah. So you see, we also have the power axe, which basically is automatic. It already exists. If you have cells and you touch an enemy, for the cost of a single cell, you get double the punch. However, if you strike an enemy underwater and have a large number of cells, you will be a very good chance at killing them for a single blow. Still to be considered the weapon of last resort, however. So let's stick a flare on that wall. Just light up the entire area. It's going like a Christmas tree. Merry freaking Christmas, everybody. So as you see, is that gonna blow up? You're gonna blow up, buddy? There we are, it blew up. Okay, power axe. First of all, fireball fizzled underwater. You can't exactly do anything if it's underwater. No, it does work if you fire into the water. It just doesn't work if you're in the water to begin with. Yes, I think that's what happens. Maybe it's actually sizzling, and that means that you're failing. But yeah, the fireball's still working. It just, really is useless to zombies. Okay, what was I going to do? The power axe. So you see, it wastes all your cells in a single shot. But even if you have like 6 shells, that's pretty good because that means you just waste the 6 shells. You basically get all, basically the same as like a thunderbolt would have. See, I'll pick up one thing of this. Blow it up. Come here, blow it up. Pick up another one. Let's blow him up. So you see, that allows you one-time turbo charge of blowing up an enemy. And otherwise, normally it's going to give you double the power of a normal axe. So if I like try and hit him, this is probably a bad idea on my part, but if we go like you and M1, because that has a grunt, it's very easy to kill anything. Just a little bit more power than normally would have. Well, that actually didn't show anything because that was the normal axe without the cells. Here it is with it. So you see, with one single shot, we were able to kill him because it's double the power. So that is that. Yeah, like I said, still considered to be the weapon of last resort. So that's really nothing fancy at all. So that is all the alternate weapons. That's like the main portion of this, I guess you could say. Of course, if you have Impulse 200, Impulse 201, you could really switch between all the different multi-skins, which, interestingly enough, as you see, you get different little names, like Duke Nukem, Really 3D, or Default Player, or Mr. Toad, or the Stormtrooper. Basically all the different multi-skins that you're used to, with just slightly different names. There's no multi-skin file included with this though, so while the names show up, the multi-skins don't actually appear unless you have the file. But yeah, it shows like a Recon Marine, whatever that is. It shows Wizard, Predator. It shows different ones, but at the same time, like I said, I'm not really sure the multi-skins exist that it's supporting. Like I said, because this is a different one from what we've seen before. So if you do Impulse 201, it's basically the 19 up to the Avatar. With the weird one being that Marine one, I'm not really sure about that. Anyway, that's really multi-skin, but you really need the player.mdl in order to really do that. So that's totally nothing we can really do at the moment. Impulse 21! That throws a backpack with some of your ammo. We've done this a million times, throwing backpack with ammo in it. That lets you throw a backpack with ammo in it. My problem is I can't pick up the backpack now. Apparently I can't exactly pick up the backpacks for some reason. This is horrible! Why would you do this to me? Let's see here. Impulse 21. Can I, like... No, backpacks I throw can't be picked up by me. This is really terrible, ain't it? Yes, yes it is. They aren't explosive or anything. So yeah, the backpack just stays there, and now I can't pick it up. This is terrible. I hate it. Thank you all. That's the exciting thing, huh? So yeah, that could be used to make traps, to do various little things as you want to do them. Sure, whatever you care about. Whoop-de-freak-a-doo. Impulse 35. Impulse 35. That basically will tell us the options the server is using. So basically say like, if I say like no exit to 1, restart it, they're like to Impulse 35, it tells me that no exit's on. So yeah, it tells me a couple different settings like that. Mainly it tells me it's Deathmatch 1, no exit. I assume if I put like team play on and did it, and did like an Impulse 35, it'd probably tell me team play. Yep, team play 1, no exit. So that way you know you have team play on and that you can't exit the levels without dying. Very useful to know. Even though we really don't care about it on the server. Just like I'm not really a fan of the whole alternate mode thing. I already have the sniper code, and the sniper code works a lot better than what we've seen here. And homing missiles, jibs that you can plant, a lot of these modes just don't feel good. They feel overpowered and unbalanced. I really don't like having a bunch of different new weapon modes in the same functional game. Anyway, Impulse 210. That allows you to be in Jaffa Mode. This is basically allowing you to be an observer. So as you see now, we can be an observer. We can spectate as needed at any time. As the observer, you are invisible to monsters or home weapons, no clip, and flying. Observer mode lasts as long as you're connected or until the map changes. Becoming an observer forfeits your frags, and you cannot interact with your environment in any way. Observers will appear as zombie heads. Remember to move up and down in fly mode the way you use the swim up and down keys. If a server is often full, then don't abuse observer mode if you don't plan on playing on it. Very useful for taking pictures and such for web pages, and has a ton of potential for lots of cool things. Yeah, I get to like take screenshots or do whatever in this mode. Except, you know, with the gray tint that would make it kind of terrible for pictures. But yeah, it's very much like Jaffa Mode was. Like I said, you basically just get the ability to infinitely fly around and become a spectator. There's really no way out of it until the level exits or stops. So if I like restart. If I do like and die. Wait, don't want to suicide myself because that will just restart. Wait a minute, splash damage ain't occurring. I can infinitely rocket jump without any bad occurrences happening. Look at this, people. Maybe it's because team play is 1. Let's hope. Because that is terrible. Yeah, it was because team play was 1. Can I do an Impulse 210? No, you can't do anything when you're dead, including go into spectator mode, so that kind of stinks. As you see, Impulse 210 is basically Impulse 210. Impulse 211, as you see, will give you help in basically this mode. You're no clip, flying, guide mode, invisible, blah blah blah. You're mainly observer until change or map, may reconnect. Yeah. Oh my god, how many times does that need to be said? How many times does this need to be said? I only hit it once, people. I said Impulse 211 once. Why did this keep appearing? How many times can you do it? Oh my god, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, you know what? Apparently they spammed it to the end of time. I do not care. Apparently that was their way of keeping it on the screen, was just to spam the screen. This is horrible. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. That's basically all the different alternate weapons. That's the impulses. Let's see here. There's a couple of different things, such as Deathmatch 3. Weapons stay put and can only be picked up as with Deathmatch 2, essentially. So if you go to like Deathmatch 2, you know, basically the difference between Deathmatch 1 and Deathmatch 2 is always that Deathmatch 2, you get stuff picked up. Oh, and also you get the new messages saying what the other stuff you picked up is. So as you see, you just get a message saying that you picked up flares as well. Whether this is the 2x shotgun or the sniper rifle. So they do give you messages that tells you that it's another alternate mode. So that's interesting. They actually gave you the thing saying that it gives you seekers. Or gives you the different stuff. Very fancy. Alright, and the Thunderbolt would just have the Thunderbolt, so that's nothing fancy. Anyway, so all other items, health, ammo, and whatnot respawn as normal. I think in Deathmatch 2, these things never respawn. I think the only thing that respawns is like weapons. So yeah. So Deathmatch 3 is essentially a mixture of Deathmatch 1 and 2, where the weapons don't respawn, they just stay there. But at the same time, items respawn. So if I pick up those nails, they'll eventually respawn. As opposed to Deathmatch 2, where they're totally gone forever. Which is honestly a pretty terrible Deathmatch mode. Yeah. This is the best choice without a doubt. It should be the only mode the patch is played in. The idea is everyone gets to have all the neat weapons, but only the good players have the ammo to use them more than a couple times. There we are. Okay, so that's basically that. Nothing really fancy there. Another thing added to this modification that you guys should remember if you've been following the entire series and every single detail is the Fiend's pentagram. But just for funs and kicks, we're going to see the Fiend's pentagram again. So now we're a Fiend. And that means we're completely, literally a Fiend, whereby we rip with our hands, we can rip around. Let's switch Deathmatch to 0, so that way we can actually play with a pentagram. And be a Fiend and murder stuff. Now do note, this means we get damage and stuff. Because Fiends can still take damage, obviously. Also, you can't really attack from atop the enemy's head. You can also jump towards enemies and you kill them that way. So you basically just do melee. Anyway, Fiends only take 25% of damage a human would, allowing them to survive some considerable punishment. So that's the big difference between the original version and this version, is that you can take a lot more punishment than you were in the original. In the original, you were bound to die as a Fiend because it was a bad advantage. Especially somewhere like here. This is probably a... So you just keep jumping. As you see, you're killing the enemies. You can also rip with your claws, as you see. Just jump around like a maniac. So here we are, we're a Fiend. Now do note if you do Impulse 210 to make it to Jaffa Mode. Now it's kind of incompatible and enemies are still trying to kill you, even in Jaffa Mode. If I try doing normal, so like here, and then switch to Jaffa Mode, what would happen? As you see this, makes it so all enemies also kill you. Oh. So yeah, basically in Jaffa Mode, make sure that nothing was already alerted to your presence, otherwise you're just gonna die. Anyway, Fiend's pentagram is said that basically allows you to jump, gore as an enemy as the preferred Fiend attack. By the way, it's back to respawn every 5 minutes, not 30 seconds. Sorry, but no thanks. Let's see here. I think there's a pentagram in DM3 in the outer courtyard area. And that will do well to show you another thing about being a fiend. That might be an important little factoid. So you come out here, you're now a fiend, your human shell's been ripped apart. Important thing to know, you can't really swim. At least not as high as you could before, so you can't really climb out surfaces as well as you could before. So be sure to avoid water you can't walk out of, otherwise you just end up kind of stuck like this. So yeah, definitely not the best. But as you see, if you work with it, you can get out eventually. I managed to luck out there, but definitely not fun. Definitely not nice to get out. So this is what being a fiend's all about. Just jump up and down. You cross somewhat. Otherwise, you can't do anything. You can't pick up weapons. You can't, like, really do much of anything otherwise. Let's go looking for some weapons. I need to find some weapons, you see. Here we are. Picked up the super nail gun, so you can pick them up, but you can't use them. So you can still pick up all resources you wanted, it just, you really wouldn't be able to do much of anything with them. Free armor, brilliant. Okay, you come over here, you pick up the regular shadows because I'm gonna be freaking overpowered. I'm gonna come over here, pick up the quad damage because the balance totally was not on my side. And as you see, that's basically how you get freaking everything in the map in a few seconds as a fiend. Now the quad damage, ring of shadows, health, fiend. Needless to say, I have every power up in the game at one time as a fiend. So let's see here. That's basically that. Okay. If you have the normal grenade, you won't have the pixel effect. Instead, it just sprays from fragments. That kind of would be incompatible in like later versions because of dynamic lighting. So needless to say, this is not really good if you're like going to do it on GL Quake or something. But for here, you get a little fancy bouncing spike thing. So yeah, that's basically that. Oh my god, are my headphones already dead again? Wow, well, that's weird because I already had to swap out my headphone batteries before, but that's how long I've been playing today. That I'm basically doing it again. So yeah, let's see here. That's basically most of the things we care about. Also, Team Play 1's been added. Team Play 1 has been talked about a lot before. This is like Team Play -1, my mistake. And essentially that basically prevents you from getting a frag for killing your teammate. Instead, it basically keeps it the same as whatever you had. This is highly preferred over the cheesy, wimpy, no friendly fire stuff. Down with Team Play 1! Boo hiss! So that is basically that. It's much better version of team play, so that way you can kill your teammates and get not punished for it. That way you're not getting points for it. Because who wants to get points for killing your teammate after all? So let's see here. When a player leaves Deathmatch, the exit message is generated based on his ranking. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. There was a certain modification we saw a long time ago, which basically said your ranking. So it's like if you got like a certain level, it would tell you that you were freaking amazing. Otherwise, it would tell you that you were a wimp and you like fled. So basically, it's that. The shotgun damage has also been slightly increased for the sake of balance. So if I do like map E1 M1 because this is like the easiest one just to swap to quickly, we come down here. One shot and you kill a grunt. A lot more powerful than it was before when a single shot's able to kill a grunt. This is AntiCarmike. So you see, it's almost too easy. I wasn't even able to get hit. You see something? You point, you shoot. I shot his legs, that's why it took 2 shots. Okay, but that's really all that is. And that's pretty much everything. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Anyway, he's playing for more team play modes later on, as well as some different weapons. Some of them are just placeholders, and anything else that he comes up with. Anyway, he plans on probably not keeping the homing missile. It's kind of bland, and it's the only weapon he didn't really do anything with. He wants to do something with the homing missile code, though. He loves the fireballs, but he'd like to have them ricochet off walls twice before they die. He'll have to see how the proximity mines goes. He wants input there, since there are so many things you can do with them. The original version was to spare a ton of grenades variety, and didn't make it past his first playtest. Despite the pleading, he didn't put a grappling hook in. It's way too unbalancing. Limit range? He needs some way to limit the range or make it functional in some way. Don't think he wants a single super kill-all weapon. Anyway, dig all the cool features, not just the weapons, and hey, make them standard. All the patches are meant for Deathmatch should have backpacks, Deathmatch 3, and Team Play -1, for example. And if you're running a big dedicated server, you definitely want to have things like the server status command and observer, right? And give those fiends a break. They need that damage times 0.25 bit to make them last. In other words, keep this editing stuff in a constant state of improvement and progress. Reuse and refine others' codes to fit your own ideas. It will save time coding and testing. That's like a basic principle of programming or something. So, yeah, basically just make things how you want it. By the way, nothing in the code files is documented in any way. Have fun! Oh, that's brilliant. Combining the Fiend pentagram and the Observer required lots of shredding the Observer code. Otherwise, the whole thing went really smooth. Anyway, so let's see here. What does he want for Christmas? Some servers and demos with this patch, of course. All monster deathmatch. Yes, you respawn. You are a random monster. All the way from a fish to a shambler. Everything but the bosses. If I get hit on the head one day and figure out what key to doing this with minimumness and trouble, he'll go without food and water to make this baby. Do it, do it, do it. Just remember you won't have to spawn weapons or ammo. Just use the attack button for ranged and jump for melee. And use the monster's health and set Matt's health to that. And have a team play mode where like monsters are allied. Make player movement match the monster. Only human-sized monsters can get armor and whatnot. This could rule. Of course it'll be awfully unbalanced and unfair at times, but who cares? You're a monster! This is meant for fun value only, and therefore unlimited ammo. Of course, he's tempted to add this as a random chance as spawning the Fiend to that pentagram thing, but he'd rather see the whole package. He types 107 words per minute last time he checked, so sometimes it can be kind of long-winded. And that's kind of why I end up rambling so much on this documentation. Anyway, that's really all it really is. Like I said, most of it's stuff we've seen before. The main big thing here was the different alternate weapon modes and all the different fanciness that came with it. Anyway, that's really all that. Thank you all for watching. It's been a lengthy endeavor as usual, and I guess I shall see you all, well, next time. Hopefully with something that's a bit more interesting than a bunch of different fire modes and a bunch of stuff that I really don't care about at all for the server. Because after all, server status really isn't something that really anyone really needs in the server for what we do. And alternate weapon modes isn't really my style, so needless to say, this is kind of just another useless one for me. Thank you all for watching. It's been the adventure. I shall see you all next time.